Colleen. Okay, we're talking about things we could do on the outside of the home first, but this is not like right now if you're thinking of selling. This is like in the long-term plan.
So absolutely. The big thing that we want, anybody, is the fact that to enjoy their home. We do not want people to get overwhelmed when they're like, whoa, I'm going to sell like in a month. And,
right.
and there are things that they should have done to their home and actually enjoyed it.
Right.
I've mentioned to many of our viewers, I've moved around a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I should have done this. So through even personal experience and professional experience, do the things that will add value to your home, and yet you can enjoy them as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have some things that we can do right now, which is like paint your front door.
Yeah. Paint your front door. Now, we're not talking about anything like crazy fuchsia or purple, yet enjoy your front door.
Yeah.
It is your first impression, so paint it. Don't just necessarily have the white door. Also, the fact is that keep it fresh, because eventually when you do sell, your first impression is key. We have often said people usually decide that they're going to buy your home within the first 10 minutes that they approach it.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a great tip. And I find the front door is one of those things that gets scratched easily if it is painted because people are in and out, and there's so much use happening in your front door.
Exactly.
Okay, tip number 2 is your landscaping.
Spend the money, and I'm not talking atrocious amount, but plant. Enjoy your plants. Enjoy the outdoors. We have such short summers.
We do.
So why not and just a perennial and get your front landscape as well as your back door. Just enjoy some of the gardening that you can do, because if you just do it before you sell, then it just looks like little gnomes in the garden.
Right.
So put it out there now, and again, we're talking about 3 to 5 years.
Right.
Do some landscaping, enjoy your outdoors, so that in the future when you decide to sell, it's there.
And especially certain plants and shrubs and trees, it takes some time to grow. So if you're selling and you're just sticking them in, they're going to look very fresh. But if they've had some time to bloom, they just look so much more beautiful.
Absolutely. And depending on what perennials you choose, you can bring them indoors as well. When you do, something like a hibiscus or something like that, you can bring it in. So again, enjoying your property, yet again, increasing value rather than having someone come in going, well, now I have to do it.
Nothing was done. Okay, check your windows.
So this is something that we often talk about. When I go to a potential seller's home, they're like, we've done the roof, we've done the windows. That is maintenance. That is simple maintenance. And something that it is a large investment, yet it adds to the value of your home significantly, as well as reduces your energy costs.
Okay.
So don't let your windows, lose their seals and that kind of thing. Now, a lot of people think, well, I have wood windows, then keep them caulked and keep them painted. Wood windows are absolutely fine. You don't have to change to vinyl windows.
Okay.
As long as they are maintained, please do
Great.
so.
Okay, another tip you say, garage door.
The garage door, I have rink kids,
Yeah.
and we all have those kids, hit the dents and the stuff.
Yeah.
So, when it's ready, your door needs to be changed. If it's the original, like 1980s wood door, and it's, maintenance free.
Okay, we just want to quickly get to the other ones. Parking spots, you say?
So we have high density living spaces, and so if you have a single car garage, a lot of times we are seeing, the additional parking spot. It does take up your lawn space, yet it eases the shuffle in the middle, especially in the middle of winter, to be able to have an additional car.
Okay.
Right? And then we talk about outdoor amenities. The fact is, a lot of people are saying, is a pool worthwhile or not? It depends on your property, but keep it maintained.
All right, let's talk about the interiors. We got all the exterior questions out of the way. Now we're talking about the interiors and how to kind of help that value of your home, but to enjoy it before you sell. So starting with number 1, paint. Big one always.
It's something that we all say. So keep your paint. It's about refreshing your property. It doesn't matter if you have fur babies, little kids, or ourselves. The fact is that your paint should always be kept fresh, and you would be surprised how quickly it changes the view of a home.
It does. Even just changing the shade so ever slightly really changes the overall look and appeal.
Absolutely.
And just keeps it nice and refreshed. Let's talk about flooring.
Flooring is a big thing. So, flooring has come a long way. It's not just always about hardwood now. There are some great options that are more durable than hardwood. I even said myself, the next home that I own, it actually won't be hardwood. There are so many durable, pet-friendly, kid-friendly flooring. And the fact is, though, the key is if you are doing your flooring, try and keep it consistent. Because the fact is that if you have multiple different flooring, sometimes buyers are turned off by that. So try and keep it consistent.
Try and keep it all very similar and unanimous.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about kitchen remodeling and refacing and kind of the difference between the two.
So you don't have to completely gut a kitchen. Now, kitchen is definitely where you get your rate of return.
Yes.
You have a kitchen that's completely redone, beautiful. Try and keep it simple. Yet, if the interior of your cabinets are absolutely fine, you can actually just get doors for them, right? And keep the doors. So if inside, a lot of people are like, my interior is fine. Why do I need to, completely gut the kitchen? You don't. You can get new doors and then change out your counter spaces. So there are options. And you also don't have to go to, you can do something like the big box stores. I am very much about the fact you do not need to do an $80,000 kitchen.
Okay, great tip. I love that one. Next, let me touch this again, cabinets and cabinet knobs.
So we talked about the cabinets.
Right.
Yet if your cabinets are fine, even just changing out your knobs absolutely changes the way that it looks. So if you have even a powder room and you're like, what, I could just paint it black and add some glossy gold knobs or some little sexy blingy cabinet, like changing it up. Even when you have a dresser or something, cabinet knobs are huge when it comes to updating your space.
And it can change the complete look of a piece of furniture or of a kitchen, a house.
I've seen, absolutely. I've seen people have very inexpensive from a big box store that we all know.
Yes.
And just changing out their black knobs to something a little more blingy for their bedroom. It changes the look, and you feel like you've indulged when you've only spent maybe $100.
Right, exactly. Let's talk about lighting.
Lighting is huge. Lighting is huge. So you think about lighting in two ways. If you have a darker space, you really need to then think about the bulbs that are in your space.
Right.
So think about that. Also lighting in regards to the fact, let's look at, there are builder grades, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on CTV, but we actually call them, in real estate, we call them the boob lights. And so they're just basic grade lights. But if you update those, they are not expensive, and just adding a little bit extra, and it makes you feel like you've indulged, but you really haven't.
Absolutely.
So change out your chandeliers and everything else and keep it current and enjoy what the space is. And this is one of the least expensive things you can do for your home.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully we've given you some great information on things you could do now to enjoy for the next 3 to 5 years before you sell your home. And of course, if you want to reach Colleen, you can find her at TrinityStone Realty. The office